again, it's Amanda. This is going to be the second way to place an overlay on an image. I'm going to use the same image. Again, this is from Justine Lene Photography on Instagram. And honestly, this is a technique that I usually use. I shouldn't even call it a technique. It's like nothing. But for me, it's pretty easy. So in the previous video, I showed you how to use the file and place command in Photoshop. But what I usually do is go over to my Dropbox and I find my bokeh overlays wherever, well, there they are. But what I can do is from this view here, what I could do, so one thing that I'm thinking about doing is doing colored lights on the tree. The difficulty with that is, as you can see, this tree is pretty much in focus. So you never want to use out of focus overlays on a part of the image that's in focus. That would be kind of weird. So I'm looking for an in focus, more of an in focus colored overlay. This might not be perfect, but again, this is mostly just to show you how to place it, not how to edit. But I'm going to choose this one right here. The colored ones, or should I do the light ones? Maybe I'll do this one. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, and I'm on a Mac, it's just easy. I'm gonna grab this guy, whoop, come on over. I'm bad with my trackpad, and I'm gonna drag and drop. That is usually what I do, is just a drag and drop. It's super simple. Command minus side to make this a little smaller. I'm gonna move this over here. I'm going to transform this a little bit. And again, this is not going to be perfect, but it's for illustration purposes. I'm going to hit Shift, and then I can move it kind of higher. Yeah, we'll just roll with this. I'm going to hit Return. This is selected here. We're going to change my blend mode to screen. And you can see it looks a little bit funky. So I'm going to go ahead and add a mask. I think I'm going to add a black mask and brush it on. So I'm going to go down here to my little mask icon in the lower right hand part of my screen. I'm going to hit Alt or Option, and then a black mask appears. I'm going to have my mask selected. If you have the actual layer selected, this is not going to work. You want to make sure that the white outline is on the mask. So you're working on your mask. I have a black mask, and over here in my palette here, I have a black brush selected. That's not going to work. So what I'm going to have to do is hit B for brush, X to flip them, and now I have a white brush. Flow is fine. I'm not going to worry about that kind of stuff. And I'm just going to kind of go on here and brush that on. Now it looks kind of cheesy, I'll be honest with you. I would never actually do this in real life, but there you go. And again, the main issue here is that the tree itself is sharp, and then you've got this weird light bokeh, which is kind of funky. So I don't know about that. I don't know if I love that. So let me just go ahead and Command J. I'm going to turn this layer off. I'm going to get rid of this layer. I'm going to unlink it, take this little guy and take him down. And then why don't I take this layer, Command T to transform it. I think I'm gonna move it around. Maybe I'll just kind of hit my Shift key. That might warp it a little too much. Yeah, that's a little weird and warped. So I'm gonna hit Shift again and kind of pull this up. Little bit weird. This isn't working perfectly. Again, I wouldn't really do this in real life. This is for illustrative purposes. I'm going to go ahead and click a black mask again by going to my mask icon in the lower right corner, hit Alt Option, and then make sure I have a white brush selected, hit B. I'm going to go a little bit bigger, and then maybe I'll just, nope, that did not work. I cut Option Command Z. My brush was way too big. It's a little weird. I'm going to hit X to get my black brush over here and kind of get rid of some of this weirdness. And then, you know, play with it as you will. So again, I don't know. You could do that if you wanted to. But again, the main purpose of this video is to show you how easy it is to just pull up a Finder window, find the overlay that you want, and drag and drop it. It's super simple. And that's usually what I do. That's definitely usually what I would be doing. You know, and you can kind of, I don't know, you can get all sorts of crazy on here. And the easiest way to play with these, I think, is to use a finder window and just grab them and drag and drop them. It's just a lot easier to do it that way. Just place it, go to screen mode, and then work on it from there, basically. So I can go to Command T, lift this up a little bit, and then maybe add a black mask, BX to get my white brush. And again, it's just kind of fun and silly. So that's the second way to do it. And then the third way to do it, if I were to have something in Lightroom, I almost forgot the third way just because it's not something that I usually, sorry about that. It's not something that I usually do actually. So let me go to grid, let me find, so let's say I wanted to use this one. What I could do is, while this is in my Lightroom, I can edit it in Photoshop and drag it on over. And the way that I would do that is I would go to Photo, Edit in. I always use Command E. So make sure you only have one item selected. If you have like a bunch of items selected down here, it's going to be a disaster. So make sure you only have one item selected, and then you can hit Command E, and it's going to go ahead and open it up and edit it in Photoshop here. Then what I can do is, it's a background layer that's locked. I'm going to unlock it, hit V on my keyboard for the move tool, and then I'm just going to take it, drag it, and go to this one here and plop it right on top. Now, as you can see, it's a lot larger than, whoa, it is a lot larger than this screenshot. So we are definitely going to want to size that down. I'm going to Command T, and I'm going to get that a lot smaller. And then let's go ahead and see here. So you could do something like that. I'm going to get rid of some of these other weird layers here. I'm going to go ahead and go to screen mode there. And then I will probably add, well, let me go ahead and move it over a little bit. Or maybe I should rotate it. Maybe I'll rotate it. I don't know that I love that. Oh, I hear my doggy whimpering, so I'm going to have to let him out. But add a black mask, B for brush. I have a white brush selected, and then you do something like that. So that's the third way. So the three ways that I would do it would be those ways, and hopefully that will make placing the overlays on your images really super easy. Thanks for watching.